was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her,
Everything that they're pulling up now is like all building a story that we need to worry about Justin Bieber. And it's like, and Diddy, think about it. Usher found him on YouTube.
Yes.
And then Usher kind of put him in a position to meet the JDs, the Puffies, and stuff like that.
Well, Diddy there's videos of him even lecturing Justin Bieber, saying like, hey, I've been trying to call you, get a hold of you.
Right.
And Justin's in the video been like, I'm sorry, I've been busy. Like, he's obviously trying to push Diddy away.
And that was young.
Exactly.
Justin.
And then he started hanging out with Diddy, and there's videos of him, and he's obviously inebriated. Something's going on there. I feel like there's a lot of potential grooming that we witnessed, but we weren't exactly aware of what the situation was.
The thing that's crazy is that he's talking about in this, again, about how people treated him in his career, because he's a grown man now. So you're like, man, maybe that could have been somebody else. But when you realize he grew up in front of us.
Yes.
And you're like, he was painfully young back then when he got with them, and then he started learning the game and the system.
Yes.
And so when he's referring to all that, this is giving you a window into it. It's not like he's been with 16 managers, a couple of labels, and so you don't know where all of this pain is coming from, because when you hear it and he's talking about people gonna tell you this and then they're gonna do this, you saw the people. So when you listen to it again, listen.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah.
I don't wish that on anybody, what I went through.
That's it.
And we met Justin Bieber when he was what, 13, 12?
A baby.
So what did you go through with these people that we watched you go through it with?
Yeah, I know. And it was kept behind closed doors, or you heard whispers about it, but that is a man speaking right now that is broken. And he's going through something. He said he
the saddest thing ever.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just more evidence, potential evidence. And then with the Kim Porter, her diary being released by her best friend, and it being alleged that, an 18-year-old pop star was taken advantage of by Diddy. Everybody's speculating it could be only two people, and everybody's leaning on Bieber.
Do you really believe that book thing, though?
Yes. Yeah, it's her diary.
Because the Kim Porter book wasn't released, and then the friends found it, and then they didn't edit it, they didn't add anything to it, because this feels like it feels like it was doctored.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I mean, if you look at the pages, it looks like actual pages, maybe like 40 pages or something like that were actually leaked. And you can see the numbers on there. So I don't know if it was, some things were edited, but it looks like a partial pages from her actual book.
Do you remember that video from back in the day, too? Like, it was Bieber and Diddy, and he was saying, like, he's going to boot camp, and he was going to spend the night at his house for, like a week or whatever.
Yeah, I remember.
It just makes you look at videos like that, and then,
differently.
at the time, you're thinking, like, oh, this is innocent. This is just, Diddy trying to mentor somebody. And now when you think to like this and looking at this video, it's like, wow, like, could that have been when he, something traumatic happened to him?
Sure. Could be.
It's just sad to see, man.
I mean, listen, I don't know what happened, but the pain that he is
going through,
exuding right there at this time, when all of the news cycle is pointing to these dastardly parties or whatever, it's like, man, this has had an effect on a boy that he broken is probably the best word, like you described it.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's going through it.
I saw it and I was just like, oh my God, like this is nasty.
Yeah, and this is from back in 2020, that interview.
Right. So I mean, and he was what? I mean, 3 years ago, he was what, 25?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
He's lived like 4 lives at that point. Yeah.
Does this mean Cat Williams had the crystal ball is what we're being asked right now?
It's not even a crystal ball. He's seen things.
Yeah.
He's experienced things.
Yeah. But some people are asking out of the 813, where the hell were his parents?
Oh, that's a great question. I thought the same thing.
Why is that not a topic? They need to be held accountable as well. I mean, I think if anything, that's a game tape on anybody who's trying to get their kid into the industry. Like, you have to stay. You can't trust folks having the best intentions or the best like experiences for your kid. Think about Usher was sent to Diddy when he was 13. Usher says he would never let his child go to stay with Diddy for the experience. Like, he said, I would never put my kid through that. So that tells you that whatever he saw, he don't think it's appropriate. But when he was given somebody like Bieber, he then, went. I mean, they just announced this weekend, and I'm just like, I didn't know it was true. I mean, because still don't know how people do this. But apparently, somebody reported that 7,000 tweets from Usher were deleted from his Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Recently. And I'm like, I don't even watch people's Twitter like that to see how you would know. But they put a screen grab up that showed like 7.1K. And I'm like, you could really see how many tweets were deleted off of somebody's page?
I mean, if you're really looking into it.
Yeah, if people are looking at what they had before and then what was erased, obviously they just do the math. But there's people that just track Twitter because of that, because they want to see like old messages and they try to like blackmail them.
Out you.
Yeah.
Like, so what was in there? Like, what did you get rid of? Like, and is that a new thing? Because everybody, all that I've been hearing is that people are nervous about the fallout, because wherever the parties happen that this negative stuff occurred, they're going to want to talk to the people who were at those parties specifically, not just at any Diddy party, but if they say, hey, on August so-and-so 19, no, so-and-so.
Yes.
If you were there, then they would like to talk to you on maybe if you saw something.
Right.
And so that's where the lists of people who were attendees is coming out. And now they're saying, I mean, they like Pink whitewashed her whole Twitter recently. And it's like, I'm like, was Pink hanging out like that? Like, I mean,
she went through,
she was with L.A. Reid, though,
went through a
and
wild
L.A.
side.
Reid was very close with Diddy.
Yeah.
So all of these like 6 degrees of separation is making a lot of people do the purge.
Yes.
There's
crazy.
There's a bunch of people on the text line. They're like, do you think this is why Mace reformed? Do you think this is why this person stopped hanging out with Diddy?
No, I don't know anything about who stopped hanging with who. I just know that the centerpiece of all of this seems to be Puff.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy.
And I understand people saying like, oh, blame the parents, but I think that's what Justin Bieber is exactly trying to like get on. Like the fact that he was being sent to like his idols, like people that he looked up to.
That still doesn't matter though, because I mean, who's the best? What do they say about Michael Jackson? They're like, people were dropping off their kids at the gate.
Yeah, for like
because that was their idol. So I mean, just because somebody's your idol doesn't mean you trust them. That's the main part of parenting. Parenting is to lock down and surround. Lock down and surround your kid with love and protection, and don't just hand your kid to somebody.
I totally agree.
That's as soon as they hand your baby to you and say, hey, you're now a dad.
Yep.
That's your role.
For the rest of your life.
You don't take your kid and just give them to the first person you see that's famous.
Because they got money.
Right.
Because they can put you on.
Or because you trusted them when they were Michael Jackson back in the day. And you're like, oh, man, I've known the Jacksons forever. Hell yeah, you can go over there. They got animals and stuff. And it's like, and stay a week.
And they've been talking about this for a long time. I mean, this was a while ago, but you played the audio a while ago about Shirley Temple and how she was trying to be coerced in the industry as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so this has been happening for a really long time, and just because fame isn't worth it.
The girl who got fired from Waffle House.
Okay.
She basically did a video to Brokey and incorporated all of the staff in together at Waffle House.
Sure.
And she is online. I had her audio, but she's online screaming and crying because she's been on the job for Waffle House for 6 years.
Wow.
And they just fired her and a bunch of people because they included the workplace in this video, and it was the dirty version of the record.
Oh, okay. Well, Well, I
because the
mean,
company is like, yo, it's the N word, it's this, it's that, it's all that. And
I guess so.
You've now incorporated the whole thing, and so now she's lost her job.
I don't know. I feel like there's more egregious things we should be firing somebody, especially she's been working there. Obviously, she enjoys working at Waffle House. I mean, she's been there for such a long time. If she's a good server, then what's the problem?
Listen, I'm just saying, as a little bit of advice, if you're gonna do that to get the $10,000, don't include the dirty version.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Now, don't do it at work either, because Latto said do it at work. But your job, you got to know your job's rules.
You know what? We have that rule here. I mean, we don't talk about it, but if we're going to do something for the station, not for our personal stuff, but for
It's got to be clean.
It is clean. So if we play something like a song and you see it on our Facebook or IG or something like that, it's always the clean version that we're singing, lip syncing to.
But do you think Waffle House is really looking at people's social media like that?
Yes, apparently, because she was fired.
She was
very
fired.
I
quickly,
feel like somebody
right after.
had to have reported her.
I mean, and that's the whole point. You get fired if somebody reports you or if your company sees it. All right. So now, we've talked about football a couple of times this morning, but we have to discuss the Cowboys for one reason and one reason only.
What happened?
Jamie Foxx went to one of the practices because he's a Texas guy and he's a Cowboys fan. And Jerry Jones is up in his owner's box watching all of the guys practicing. And Jamie Foxx is up there with him. And so as the world is now, Jamie goes live on Instagram.
Okay.
And apparently Jerry was unaware.
Oh, no.
That doesn't make it right. Though.
See that, Mary? That's what I'm saying.
That's
right there,
not
what
good.
you felt is what everybody would feel. They'd be like, yo.
You let everybody know. Hey,
you gotta
I'm
let
live.
everybody
I'm
know.
live. I'm live.
Right.
I'm going live.
I'm going live.
You warn everybody.
Everybody watch your mouth. I'm going live.
It still doesn't warrant what Jerry Jones said, though.
So Jerry Jones basically was talking about players down there on the field. He was like, this guy's a big dude. This boy's 300 pounds, blah, 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 blah. So this segment here, you have to listen to it. There's a couple of edits that had to be made.
Hey, that's pretty good right there. He showed balance. 5'9.5", 210. 5'9", 210. 4'1". Okay. 9 and 3-inch head. 8.5 inch.
Jerry Jones, what kind of combine you got?
Jerry Jones was talking about the boy. He said 5'9", 210. Jamie Foxx said 5'9", 210. He says got a 3-inch blank, and he's like, and an 8.5-inch blank.
Oh, my God.
And Jamie shut down the live right after that. Like, oh, my God.
Oh.
Now, I don't think Jamie told Jerry.
No.
Hey, Jerry, I was on live during that time.
I think you just leave.
I think you just left.
Like,
But the internet caught it, and the internet has put it out there, and apparently a lot of people are giving Jerry Jones the business.
Well, he would know, maybe, right?
8.5.
It's the locker
I know
room.
you're not supposed to know that.
Like he's not in the locker room.
No.
Dog, he gave it like a detailed, specific size.
Nah, I'm not supposed to do that.
He
man.
said 8.9?
Nah, he's like, he said 8.5 inch. And said it so quick. It was like, and Jamie was like, okay, we got to shut
I gotta
this
blame
down.
Jamie Foxx here. I mean, what are you doing going live like that and not letting everybody know,
hold on.
especially?
Why are you blaming Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie's like, listen, I went live and that's my fault, but this man had his crotch region clocked at 8.5.
Wow.
First of all, are they doing this for every NFL team?
I don't know. I don't think it's every team, but I damn sure think it's the Cowboys.
I didn't know they had stats on that. I'd be reading the stats.
I mean, and you know, like some people have referred to the fact that that's, you know, an old school like slave mentality. Because I mean, when you used to market that, those were things that you would like attribute it to, like, you know, this boy's this and got this and he's got this and blah blah blah, like the ownership thing. Like, was it Daniel Stern or what was the dude's name? Donald Sterling from the Clippers,
yeah,
who lost his whole team because he was doing very
saucy.
Not just saucy, but very racially unjust things with his team members. He used to bring in friends and basically talk about their body, their players' bodies in the locker room in front of friends. Like he'd be like, "Oh, this boy right here, he's bringing me big money right here." He's like, "Oh, he's got a huge," you know what I'm saying? And like in front of these
Oh my God.
guests, and they would be like subjected to that. His players have all kind of waxed prophetic about how they were treated by Donald Sterling.
Oh, no, Donald Sterling is the one that side chick kind of like outed him, right?
Yeah.
She
Oh,
recorded him.
Yeah,
I feel
because she
yeah.
was hanging out with Magic Johnson and he was having a rant about that or whatever. So
Okay, I do remember that story.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not good. Can I hear it again? Wait.
That's pretty good right there. He showed balance. 5, 9.5, 210.
5, 9, 210.
4, 4, 1. Okay. 9 and 3-inch head. 8.5 inch.
Jamie said,
Jerry Jones over there, like, why would you even tell him that?